We just got this book for my daughter to study for her AP test coming up in May, and really excited about this book and how awesome it is going to be. I've used the Barrons before for different AP tests for my kids, and they have really, really loved it and felt like it was really thorough and helpful in studying. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I loved about this book so you can see if it would be helpful for you. So first, it just breaks down the AP test. It breaks down what's in the test, how many multiple choice, how many free response, the amount of time that you have on each of those. And then right after that, this is my favorite. I love it. It breaks down a study plan. Sometimes AP tests can be really daunting. And this one says right here, study suggested plan if you're prepping 6 weeks ahead of time, 2 weeks until the exam, 1 week until the exam, and the day before the exam. So it gives you a little breakdown of what you're going to be doing as you get closer and closer. And if you're getting this in advance, 6 weeks before, you can go ahead and start and then do it again. And I think that would help you be so prepared. So it has eight different units in this book that go over all the content of the biology. So through ecology, natural selection, DNA, heredity, all the different units that you went through for your whole class. And it has 2 practice tests right here in the back of the book, multiple choice and the free response. And then it has the answer page right behind them. The thing I love about this is the first section, that multiple choice, it gives you the answers. And then right after that, right after the answer explanations, it has this spot that talks about self-analysis chart. So this is super cool. It's going to tell you to go through and highlight the numbers you got wrong. And so after you've graded yourself with the answer sheet, you're going to go through and say, okay, I got 1 wrong, 6 wrong, and you're going to highlight what you got wrong, and it will show you what section you maybe are struggling the most with. Let's say you have 5 missing in this section. It will tell you that you're going to want to focus on your studies on this section. So if you're preparing more than 6 to 8 weeks in advance, it's going to say pick the top 4 of these that you struggle the most with, and you're going to go through each of those units as your focus. So I love that you don't have to feel so daunted that you have to hit every single unit, because you know a lot of this stuff, but you're going to go through those 4, and then at the end of each of those units, there's little multiple choice mini quizzes, and you're going to take those, you're going to get the answers for those right after them and review them, make sure you really know your stuff. So it says start out with that practice test at the beginning, see where you're lacking with that self-analysis chart. That's what's going to guide your studying. And then it has the little study plan for how to do that. And I love it so much. And then right here in this front section again, it has this spot, which I think is really, really helpful. And it says tips for section 1, multiple choice questions, and then tips for section 2, free response questions. These tips right here, it suggests that you read them multiple times. Read it before you take the practice test. Read it after you do studying. After you study up on those 4 units that you are lacking in, read that again before you take the next practice test. Those tips are going to give you tips on how to take the test well. This book has so many great resources in it. There's a whole section at the end for labs and for the different types of labs, the different types of equations. There's a whole unit on equations. So if you're like, man, I just can't remember that one equation, just flip to the equation chapter and you can flip through them really easily and see what's the equation for standard deviation, what's the equation for this, and it will show you them so plain and simple. I love this book. My other recommendation is you're going to take these practice tests maybe multiple times. And so get a piece of paper. Don't mark it up in this book. Get a piece of paper, just number it 1 through 60 and go from there so you can grade yourself off of that piece of paper. And this book can be used over and over again. It's such a great resource. Highly recommend this book if you're looking for a great way to study that doesn't feel super overwhelming.